Welcome back to The Truth with Trinity, and I am your host once again, Trinity. And if this is your first time, thank you for tuning in. Here I talk about issues that happen within the black community and hopefully some suggestions and advice on how to solve them. Well, which comes to my topic, I really don't have a topic for this discussion. I just got finished watching the presidential debate that happened this Thursday, or well, yesterday, because it's Friday now, technically. But so after I watched the debate, I went on YouTube and, I heard a young brother. He has his own platform, and, he was, talking about, blacks and, just about what the president's plans are for helping black people. And, I'm just sitting back thinking, I'm just going to be candid. I'm going to be honest. Um, I don't believe there's going to be any president that's going to be in office in the American uh, system, government that's going to benefit black people. The reason why I say that is because the American system is built off of the ignorance of blacks, from you know our education, from the court systems, from the media, and from what's the word I'm looking for? What we purchase. The flashy, high labeled clothing that we buy, from the songs that we listen to on the radio. Everything's geared toward the brainwashing and just basically the suppression of blacks evolving. And I don't know when, as a people, we're going to get it through our heads that the only people that are going to save us is ourselves. It's almost like the woman who continues an abusive relationship. And, everyone's saying, you keep jumping from relationship to relationship with this type of man, the same type of abusive man. And it's like, when are you going to love yourself? And I'm referring that to us as a people, as black people. You know, like I said, no one's going to solve our issues but ourselves. There was arguments about what is this president going to do for black people? What is this president going to do for black people? Vote for this president, vote for that president. And I'm just like, if we don't do for ourselves, no one's going to do for us. You know, um, I keep reiterating, you know, as far as, with Biden, uh, the former vice president, you know, and, people are saying that he's contradicting himself. Back in the 80s and 90s, he passed a bill, to put black men in jail for small amounts of drugs. And, I mean, I can believe that. I mean, what politician is really going to be elected that's going to better black people? And I really honestly believe, as long as black men continue to, as a whole, so I'm not saying all black men, but as long as black men as a whole, keep degrading and abusing their women, I believe they're going to keep dying out there in the streets. Why? Because there's a lack of unity between the black man and woman that has to take place. And if black men had unity amongst themselves, like, for example, if they're out there hanging out in the street, which they really shouldn't be, that's just too much idle time. But if you're going to be out there, why not protect your community? Why not be the lookout man? If we're, like I said, if we're complaining about cops, being in our neighborhoods uh, too much, why don't you protect your own community? The women and children, don't be the perpetrator. And I think, to be quite honest, um, in a nutshell, I want to give a little history. When Europeans, came from England and Europe, they came over to America, and of course, there were already Native Americans living here, so it wasn't like it was a free, uncharted territory. They took over it and said, "Hey, we're gonna, kill off some people, a lot of people, and we're gonna make this our country." But I have a point. The point is that back in Europe, um, the white people that migrated here, they had a problem with the system over there in England. They felt like it was unfair, it was unjust. They were being killed, persecuted for their religion, Protestant, Catholicism, all sorts of stuff over there. They were being, guillotined, beheaded, burned. You got the witch projects or whatever, else they had over there. They got tired of, the rulership over there. And what did they do? They found somewhere else to go. So where am I getting at with this? I think, you know, I don't think things will ever be fair in this country because this country is not set up for it to be fair with white people and black people. To be quite honest, when you look at George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Benjamin Franklin, I believe that all had to do with the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution, and the Declaration of Independence. They can say all day that it was made for all people, but back when the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution was first designed, black people were enslaved. So, in all honesty, the Declaration is designed for Europeans. And my point is that in order for us to really truly gain justice, I don't even think that we're going to be able to even stay in this country, to be quite honest. That might offend a lot of people or some people. And don't get me wrong, I don't hate white people. I don't hate anyone who doesn't hate me. But the truth is, though, I just really don't see us gaining any leadway in this country. The type of leadway that blacks are looking for, and we might have to take their advice. We might have to bust their moves as Europeans. They left the country, they built their own country. I say, hey, let's take some architects, some masons, some plumbers, some teachers, some lawyers, someone who knows law, just every aspect of what builds a country. Scientists, doctors, nurses, uh, concrete makers, whatever we need, someone who knows about agriculture, food, and let's go ahead and get our own country going. Let's go ahead and do that because, like I said, I just don't see anything happening here. And then the thing is this. Let's say that we did build our own country. We went somewhere to an uncharted land, where there was no one, an island or whatever the case may be. And we built our own army and our own industry, our own commerce, and everything that a country is ran off of. It would take so many years, maybe 100 to 200 years, to recondition the black people's minds. It's really interesting. It really is because when we first came over here as slaves, the first thing we wanted to do was leave. We kept trying to leave. We kept trying to run away from the plantations, okay? And then after, 100 years of being here and generations of being born in America, this became our home. And we don't even know, a lot of us don't even know what parts of Africa, if we're even truly from Africa. Some are saying that we're really from Israel and different parts of different islands and not necessarily Africa. So, we really don't have a history here, that our true history, our original history. We just kind of got accustomed to how things are here. And we have to be re-educated as a whole. Because even if we did build our own country, the same problems would still exist amongst us as people. We have to learn how to unify. We have to build new laws. We have to have some structure. And, the things that we see on TV, hip hop, BET, I said it once and I'll say it again. It's sad but true. I mean, I'm very happy for anyone that's successful, that's getting paid, and that's, financially successful. But the real truth is, a lot of our brothers and sisters that are highly paid celebrities are getting paid by higher sources to promote through their music, their dances, their videos. They're using their platform to promote to our young black men and women and our children behaviors that will keep us enslaved. For example, you know, dancing and shaking your butt and, all these things that you see going on in these videos are not helping our young black women. It's not helping them become wives. It's not, it's not teaching them anything. And a lot of our young women are watching them like role models. Even with the rappers, a lot of those young men are promoting homosexuality. And I know some people may jump down my throat about that, but we need strong men. We don't need men loving on other men. There's already a quote unquote shortage of the black man by him being incarcerated or, by there being so many killings with the black man being, dying or whatever. We need strong black men. We don't need them. We don't need our black celebrities promoting to our young black men that this thug life. Like, what is that? Where do we get that from? And then we're taking all this in like it's the Bible. Like this, like hip hop and all these black female celebrities and stuff that are on BET. Like I said, all this rap and all this rap culture stuff. We've taken that in as if that's our true identity. And it's okay to dance to this type of music. It's okay to, find it entertaining, but it should not be what we emulate. I keep saying that. I'm going to say it again. And then I seen a brother on TV. He was saying something about, we need to teach our young boys how to play baseball. And I'm like, it's fine and dandy about, a brother playing sports. He wants to go off and do, be a basketball player. But that's part of slavery too. They loved a good entertainment, a good entertainer as far as a black man or woman, the fiddler, playing the fiddle for them. Okay, the piano. Okay, entertaining them. Oh, we're so funny. Watching us fight, watching us run. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with the entertainment business. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be an athlete, but we need more doctors. We need more doctors and more nurses and lawyers and judges. It almost seems as if they've said, we'll take the intelligent part with the scientists and being doctors. That's our part, but your part as a black person is just to entertain and jump through fields and hoops and whatnot. So, we really need to watch that, as a people. We need to teach our young children the importance of, like I said, even if they're not going to go to school, to own their own business. You can't start at age 14. You have to start at age 3, teaching them the importance on keeping a clean criminal record. And as I've said once before, that is not a guarantee that you're going to stay out of jail. No. There are wealthy black men and women, that have flawless records that still get profiled by the cops because of the system that we live in that is tailored to be against us. But my point is, we need to make it that much harder for them to do so. At least back in the old days, in the 30s and 40s, they would have to put on their cloths and put on their clanman outfits to lynch a black man, now they don't have to do very much. They just come on out. Because the black man and woman was more serious. They were more about business back in those days, and they were more for family. So in order for them to really, kill a black man, they just had to come out and flat out lynch them. And this is modern day lynching, what's going on, but the black man has become unaware. He's unaware of his surroundings. He's unaware of who he is. The lost identity. They've replaced our true identity with something that's false. And what is the false identity they've replaced us with? The celebrities that you see on TV, the Beyoncés, the Nicki Minaj's, this bad B complex that, a lot of our black sisters have picked up, being naked, something that's totally not in our nature to be as queens, black men being disrespectful to black women, creating multiple children, and not showing leadership over those women and children. And one thing that a lot of the black men in this chat group on YouTube was saying is, these black women are putting black men on child support, and their HOE, they want a HOE check. I'm like, how are they wanting a HOE check? I'm like, now, a lot of men, no matter what color, will have a problem with child support. So it's not just black men. But it seems like black men on majority are the only ones that don't understand that you can't have children with multiple women and think that it's not going to affect you and you're not going to have consequences from those actions. And like I said once before, as black women, we've been told once before, as a woman, period, keep your legs closed. Well, black men need to tell themselves the same things. If you're, like I said, if you're at least going to have multiple women out there, at least have a wife and have your children with your wife. Don't have babies everywhere and expect not to have thousands and thousands of dollars in child support, because, like I said, the system is designed to put you behind bars. And they may not put Jimmy or John behind bars for being $200 behind. But yes, the system is designed to lock you up, to keep you away from your families, okay, on child support. So in retrospect, as black people, with this presidential election thing, I mean, I also said too, we're the only race of people that are looking for someone else to do something for us. You don't see Chinese people, you don't see Hispanic people, you don't see any other race of people looking for someone to make their communities better. They do it themselves. And yes, we do have generational poverty that does stem from slavery. But my challenge to us as black people is, when are we going to rise above that? We know we have a problem. We know what the problems are. When are we going to stop pinpointing the problems and not coming up with the solutions? And part of the solutions are each and every one of us. It's not just about talking. I'm doing it with minds. Okay? But everyone has to be a part of this. You have to teach your children education about our history. You have to teach them to excel in school. You have to teach them to not get a criminal record. You have to teach your daughters not to look at what's on television and that symbolizes what a woman is. You have to teach her how to be a lady. And if there's any young men and women out here listening, if your parents don't know how to be men and women, or you find yourself wanting to do something different than what they've shown you, you may have to go find it somewhere else. Okay, to break the generational cycle. I believe we as black people are very beautiful. We're very brilliant, but we've got a long way to go. And I believe with the right influence and the right determination that we will get there one day. And this isn't about hating anyone else. It's about loving ourselves. Well, it's been beautiful talking with you all. I hope to talk to you again. This pretty much wraps up this segment. I will be back on. If you would like to reach me, you can at thetruthwithtrinity@gmail.com. Peace and blessings.